get down and make some helium fuel. It was not my intention. Let's see what we have here.
Printing completed.
Oh, I don't want to jump down there. That looks too far. Where's the helium, guys? Where is the helium? That's kind of interesting. What's the data card? Half railing, short railing, blueprints. Yeah, see, I'm not exploring enough. And that is the proof right there that I am not exploring enough. What's going on here? That makes me nervous, to say the least. Helium? Because I just opened a cabinet and got a random drop of data cards to build all sorts of things. And I should be picking those up more often. So that's actually, I'm going to say that's pretty good game design, right? There's a reason to stop and visit more places than are on the primary path. That's essentially what I'm doing. Oh man, how can I get over there? How do I get there? I don't like that. Let's go up top. Go around the side. Drop down. Take the helium tank. How do I get back up? Oh, that's actually tricky. That's worse than it used to be. There's almost always a clean path going through here. So now I have to go across, and then come across. A little nerve-wracking. Give me credit for that. Then I'll get back up to my ship. Yeah, this is a little different. The layout's different. So, good for them. What other fuel can I make? I didn't want to make helium fuel, but I'm going to do it now. So I've got 42 units of fuel there. 100 units of fuel there. What do I have over here? This is synthetic helium biomass. Okay, that's fine. So I can make helium fuel now. That's a medium efficiency. Yeah, I just hate that it uses helium. That's all I'm saying. It's kind of terrible. I do not like that it uses actual helium. Because helium is rare. That's all I can say. Do that. Little drink. Make some more cabinets at some point in time. Store that. Battery. So I have the 3 items, so we just need to just go a kilometer ahead. I have fuel now. We need to just go back to the little town and we will win the Christmas competition. You hit the R button and autopilot speed-wise. So it's not exactly ahead, it's to the left.
Unknown landing pod entered the atmosphere.
I really need to stop at those as well because there are a number of recipes you learn by visiting those unknown pods. I don't think they go away though. Like, so there's that smoke, there's a smoke to the left. I don't think that goes away. There's another one right there. Fine. Trying to make it obvious. Like, you have to land here and do this. So I'm gonna go do these. They're on the way to the little town that we're supposed to visit. I'll land on this thing. I don't have to land too hard. I'm anchored. I like how a little anchor comes out. That's neat. So here's the thing you run into. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And I am out of repair kits. Go back to my ship. Actually, let's open this one first. So you get a motherboard, upgrade module, polymer, water upgrade module, and copper elements. It's all great resources. What I don't have are more of these that I need. Make sure none of these are going to go bad soon. That one cricket's going to go bad. Eat it. Put the copper in here. Drink that. Can I make repair patches?
Printing
right here?
completed. Those upgrade modules are all great. And a data card, which gets me an extra extractor capacity module. That's nice. So I don't know how many of those data cards exist. I do seem to recall if you keep going to these sites, every time you see them, you will get a group of them, and then the data cards stop appearing. So you always get chests full of materials, but the data cards I think are a little different. And then we'll go over to the fly to a little town next. I really want to get to fly to a little town. And we'll land this guy here. I see a data card. That's actually good. You can see the data card before you even land. What do I get? Extractor module,
A reload module. Okay, I'm good with that. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we get food, motherboard, polymer, upgrade module. So those upgrade modules are going to be useful later, but I can't use them right now. No. Whatever that's worth. I should make another cabinet here. Hanging cabinet. I need 2 synthetic compounds.
Printing completed. Printing completed.
Hanging cabinet while I wait. Charge up my flashlight. Then we're going to go to the small town and do the Christmas part. Because even in a completely destroyed world with a crazy Noah running around, you can answer the Christmas wish of children who have been gone for a very long time for some weird reason.
Printing completed.
All right. Put the cabinet up here so I have more room for other things. So now I have 2 cabinets full of whatever. Motherboards. Completed items. That's raw materials. Oh, I don't need that at all. Okay. On our way to the small town. Okay, is it over here? Gotta go this way. I hope I have fuel to get there after all this effort. That's the small town. Yep. It has the white covering on the ground, which is probably not snow. I don't know what it is. It's not snow. The small town is reached. So we're gonna set down. Hang off the side here. Try not to crash. Just keep dropping. There you go. Place the Lamp of Better Worlds. Do I have all these in my inventory? I have the Traveler's Portable Roadway, the Home of Dreams, and the Lamp of Better Worlds. I don't think I need this. Could be wrong. Let's go in here. Put the Home of Dreams here. Nice. Oh, my flashlight. I need my I do need my flashlight. I left it in the ceiling charging. Excellent. So there's the Christmas tree. It's a very nice little Christmas tree, and we get some synthetic fuel for our troubles. We actually stopped in here before. So I don't know where this goes. I'll deal with that in a minute. There's a whole path down here. This is a basic paint cartridge. This is not the Christmas stuff, but this is something that happens at this same site. It's interesting. there is a paint tool. And I learned how to make a paint tool, cartridge. Nice. You pick up a bunch of cartridges and you can paint tool clearly. Figure out where to put the rest of the Christmas gifts. That's the thing right now. That looks like a good place over there. I don't think I can make it in here. Can I jump that? I'm gonna try it. I did. Awesome. You can jump down inside. Very nice. Well, first of all, we can take everything that's around. This is where we put the portable railway. Very nice. Another lovely Christmas tree. Puts 2 in here. Wait a minute, wait a minute. You've got goodies. What's that? A moth vivarium. So we can grow a moth. Or we can grow moths in the future. We can raise them. And a full-size bed. A wrecked king-size amber bed. That's a door we can get through. Can we get out here? So I think that's the way you would sneak in there normally. Or you can sneak up to the roof like I did. But then once you're through here, you can kind of just go out the front door. So I need to find out where to place the better worlds. Oh, this looks like it might be it. It is. How do we get in? From above. Definitely. How do we get in up here? I think we're going to have to come in from that side, which means we got to come in from this side. Which means we need to climb up. I got it. Absolutely. Okay. Jump! We made it. Excellent. And we made it in here too. Very nice. Include all the miscellaneous items here. This is where we put hang the lamp of better worlds. And we did an old request. And we get Christmas music. I hear sleigh bells. That's nice. Hidden old message. Kind of nice. Very subtle. I like it. Nice little Christmas music. Oh, where does this go? Why does this go down here? That's what I want to know. Looks like there should have been something in that tray. Nice synth Christmas music. Very nicely done. Explore this down here. Oh, you can jump across. Not doing that.
I just need to come over here and leave through the back door of this. And so if you go to the 3 radio towers and you collect the letters, learn the recipes, build the toys for the kids, and then bring them back to the little village. Get a little present. And I don't know if they will once again leave the present back on the ship. But what happened is they play this nice little song, and then when you return to the ship, there it is. It's right there on the dash. It's a data card. And because I've already done this once before, the data card doesn't really tell me anything at this point in time. But what it lets me do is print all of these items that are in the... Nope. Sorry, it's in the fabricator. The gift box, the toys, of course, and the Yule tree. If I had some epoxy, I could make a Yule tree. So if you go down under the dust, you can get the Yule tree and go from there. So very nice. Nicely done. Far from home. See what we have here. We're going to take a little drink, eat a little of that. We are at full health at this point in time. If I can get back up here to the top. Felt like I could get up there. So I think that's it. I think that's where we're going to end this. I do want to, at the end of this, make a couple comments about the game in general. I am probably going to play this again. I'm not done with it. I haven't actually gotten to the point where the game cut off at the early access from 2023. And in 2023, the next phase of this, where it says you reach or find the surface lift location, is just a couple of steps before where they cut the game short. So there's actually quite a bit to go. And I think, like I said, I had gotten 30-40 hours out of 2 full playthroughs of what they released back in 2023. So I think the thing that I'm looking at is, you know, I like the game. I think it's still $21, $22, something like that. It went up $3 or $4 after the winter sale. I do tend to look at games from 3 primary categories, and I'm going to do this during the live stream, and I'm probably going to cut it out later and turn it into its own video. So this is Kineer, and I'm playing through the game Forever Skies, which is from a studio called Far From Home. It's a small studio in Poland. This game has been in early access since mid-2023, and they just recently released in December of 2024 a pretty major update that includes co-op play, as well as a lot of quality of life stuff. And they also have this seasonal event called Frozen Wishes, which is the first time I've done one of those. There have been some patches along the way, proven to be a pretty good game as far as I'm concerned. I tend to look at games from 3 perspectives. One is the world and story. Let's say the world building and the story of the game itself. The second is going to be the game mechanics and the game loops, and then the technical and artistic delivery or execution of the game. And I'm probably only a third of the way into this game at this point in time, maybe half the way through. I don't really know. We'll find out when the game is out. It's still early access, so we can't really say that it's complete. But I would say if I take those 3 parts and I turn them into like a 10-point scale, which a lot of people do, I'll give them 3, a maximum of 3 in each of those, and then I keep 1 point for myself. But from a world building story perspective, if I look at the setting that they've kind of mapped out, because in traditional storytelling, the setting is largely it's as much a character as anything else. So I'll look at the setting that they've mapped out, the character in the story, which is usually just the player, but there aren't really a lot of other NPCs or characters in this particular game, and then the story itself and the dialogue. This game is an easy 2 to 2.5 out of 3, even partially through, I think. Like the idea of this world, the idea that there's been some kind of calamity, an apocalypse or something like that, is absolutely, I think it's well fleshed out. I don't have any confusion about that. They, especially in the last update, put in this really nice start to the game, where they kind of give you a background of dropping in from outer space from the Ark, and I think that they had fleshed that out quite a bit more than the way it used to be. So, definitely give them high points on that. The character, this is a game where there's pretty much you're the main character, you're the protagonist. That's not unusual. There aren't a lot of other NPCs or people to interact with. That doesn't detract from the points that someone gets. Like I said, the world itself is kind of a character in traditional storytelling, so they've done a pretty good job there. The story arc of what we're trying to accomplish and why we want to do it was pretty clear early on. And there's a I think there's a book out there called Save the Cat or something like that I think is used by film writers maybe. And very early on, you need to hook people in and explain to them why they're doing this. And I felt like I knew why I was doing this. And my mission was, it was a big and important mission, so that was okay with me. And then the story and the dialogue have been fine. I think, there's nothing unusual about the dialogue. I'm not picking up on any strange language. And just in my rating system, dialogue isn't just, it's not let's say the voice acting. The voice acting is part of the technical and art delivery of the game. So no problems on world and story. Easy 2, maybe 2.5. From a game mechanic and loop perspective, I think this game is really solid. I think it's an easy 3. There's really very little, there's one little nit, but honestly, for being only this far into the early access part of the game, I'm not sure they're not going to resolve it for me. So from a game mechanic perspective, this has been described as a Subnautica-like or a Raft-like game, and I think what that means, and this is the way I take it, is the mechanics are fine. It's a proven formula for the mechanics, and they have definitely adjusted it and grafted it on. I shouldn't say grafted onto. They've made it their own in this game. So from my experience with the other games, I have no complaints about the mechanics in it. The way that they designed it and the way it was supposed to function, right? The idea that I'm going to collect raw materials and that I'm going to take those and I'm going to build intermediate items, and then I'm going to be able to use a research station, and then the flight and the travel, that all seems to work just fine. I don't have any complaints about it at all. The only thing I think is a little unusual, and I said this early on in the playthrough, and that probably won't be part of this. This will be a shorter clip out. The only thing that's unusual is, and I don't know if I can show them to you here, they're right here, these little floating battery things in the distance. There are 3 resources you harvest from the air that are floating by, one of which is a synthetic material, which I don't really have any problem imagining is kind of a very lightweight synthetic plastic that kind of floats like a tumbleweed. The other is metal, which again, I kind of, in my own mind, imagine that to be kind of foil, but also very light and able to deal with the air and the turbulence. I'm a little confused about the batteries. I think they're great that they're there. And I'm going to say that very clearly, which is the extractor that you have on your arm in the game is an improvement over having a deck attached extractor, which was in the original game. Because it used to be you would build this thing onto the deck of your ship on a catwalk, and you would have to use that to draw things out of the air and gather your resources. This is an improvement to be able to use the extractor, which used to come much later in the game, and it used to require batteries, which was a lot of work. That was a deliberate mechanic that was kind of difficult to work with there. This is better. The idea that you can recharge this thing anywhere you are, it's not unlimited energy, but you can do something about it, no problem. And I don't even know if that's a mechanic issue for me, like the giant, that's almost more like art to me, which is like, I don't know why it's a floating battery. I would have thought maybe like ball lightning or something like that, matter that had, kind of drawn together and was floating through the air but had an electrical charge. But no problem with the game mechanic. I'd give it an easy 3. Technical and art direction. So I combine these two. I haven't seen any bugs. That's the technical execution. I shouldn't say art direction. Technical and artistic execution of the vision, and from what I can glean from it. I really haven't seen any bugs. You know, there's an unstuck button, and I got stuck once, but this is early access, and I think that's, you know, that happens. And I remember that happening before. Well, I might have to go stand inside my ship for the rest of this little review. I'll close all my doors here while I finish the review, and we'll just look out the windows. How nice is this, right? We'll look at my little ship here inside. So I don't have any problems with the technical side of it. I haven't really noticed any bugs. I guess there's one tiny exception, which was there's this creature they added recently that flies up to your ship and attaches to it. And I noticed that if you shoot the creature 3 times before it attaches to your ship, it'll still attach to your ship and it'll just stay there for a long period of time. And I didn't feel like I could make it go away. I would log out and log back in and it would go away. Didn't cause any harm. I don't have any complaints about that. But it, you know, it felt like a tiny little bug. It's not something I would take much off of anyway. From an artistic perspective, I think the game looks great. I think I have the sound turned. Yeah, you can't hear it because I'm inside the ship and it's closed, right? But we just had a lightning strike outside, and the environmentals, the way the environment looks, it's fantastic. I think all the icons are crisp and clear and pretty easy to read. You know, there's so much about it: the color, the sound, the light, the auditory cues when things are happening. I think all that's wonderful, and I would give that, you know, that's easily 2.53 on its own. So for me, this game in early access, before I even put my extra 1 reviewer's point on top of it, is an easy 7.5. You know, 8 points. So I think this is a solid game for me. You know, I look forward to them finishing this game. Pretty excited about the price. Like I said, I've gotten, and I mentioned this during my live streams, probably easily 30-40 hours out of playing around with this. Even when I ran up against the limit of the early access in 2023, the ability to build your airship, expand that, gather materials, kind of gives you an open-ended side of it. So I'm pretty comfortable with the game. I look forward to seeing it as it's released, or even just as they provide updates as well. And I'd give it easily an 8.5 or higher. And I think, you know, once I see the rest of the story, or maybe there's some explanation about the floating batteries that'll make sense to me as well. You know, this could be, you know, a 9 or above in my book. So with that, thanks for checking this out. I recommend the game, and look at that. Okay, so I'm done with the review there. For anybody that stuck around and watched the live stream, thank you very much. We're in the middle of a lightning storm at this point in time. This has been a pretty long live stream. This is coming up on 5 hours for this game. I did want to catch up on it a little bit because I did try to get this out and on the channel on January 1st. I will probably come back and go ahead and do the next part of this and go, what they say, under the dust. Go to the lift and go to that next section of it and see how far we can get in it. I don't know how long that's going to take, but thanks for joining me here. If you haven't already, please hit the like button on this video, and so YouTube and the algorithm will share it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.